A cool new initiative in the Finger Lakes, a building dedicated to helping wannabe entrepreneurs flourish. Port 100 getting ready to open on Castle Street in downtown Geneva. This brings in this guy. I'm also from Geneva. Chris, you are as well. Chris Cooley, thanks so much for being here. First, what is Port 100?
Port 100 is a co-working space. So in a nutshell, co-working is entrepreneurs, people who might work from home, freelancers and remote workers who get alienated in their space if they have an apartment or a coffee shop. So it's an open concept. It's happening all over the world. It just is starting to catch a little bit of fire rurally. So yeah, we're excited to put one in the Finger Lakes, and we've got one here in Rochester that I was here a year ago talking to you about.
And we were talking about that, and that's what I was going to say. You hear about these places in Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo, New York, of course, has several. But Geneva, is there really a need there?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm here representing a team of amazing people that have put this thing together. Matt Horn, the city manager, was really at the forefront of making this thing happen. And there's a lot of projects like that happening in Geneva. So if you go there and visit, it's neat to see. Being from there.
Sure. And it's not just going to have a space, have access to, plug in your computer, have Wi-Fi, but it's also you're bouncing ideas off other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's all of it, right? Yeah. There's a couple different co-working models, and I've been all over the world and seen places in London where it really started. And one of them is put up a space and fill it with people, right? It can work and you can make a profit. It's just to fill empty space. The other model, which is what we used with the co-working space here, Carlson Cowork, and also with Port 100, is that it's people first. And then the space ends up facilitating the growth of those people. It's pretty amazing when you see people start to come together like that and grow personally and their business, because they're not siloed in their own little universe, you know what I mean?
And why is this good for you? You mentioned that you're getting help from the city government, city manager Matt Horn helping you out with this. Why is it important for a city to allow these places to flourish?
Yeah, it really is about having a place for people to stay, especially in a place like Geneva and the Finger Lakes. The whole idea in Rochester too, we want people who are making progressive moves in business to stay here and do business here and create jobs and create more innovative ideas. So it's about support, and growth, and there's economic drive. When you start to work with people in a community, you communicate with them and you come up with partnerships and collaborations that normally would not happen. So there's a huge amount of growth there.
And you know what it takes to start a business. Cooley Creative, you started from home, correct?
Yeah, started from home.
So you didn't have one of these spaces.
No.
What would a space like this have meant to you in the startup?
Well, my story's kind of interesting. I started my business in Geneva 12 years ago. And there wasn't any place for me to work from, so I actually worked out a barter with the incubator that's still there, called the Technology Farm. So I actually had my office there for about 3 years, then moved up here and bounced around, shared office space. I was actually at another co-work that failed, so I've seen both sides of it. And then had an opportunity to create the one at Carlson and now the one in Geneva, Port 100 too. So,
and you guys are target open date is what, in October?
Yeah,
right?
Actually it's first week of November.
Okay.
Yep. So we are taking applications, and there's 12 spaces. It's all these co-working spaces are fairly inexpensive, and there's a reason for that, so that it's accessible. So $150 a month, no long-term commitment, monthly memberships, and we want people to be there for a month because they can then become a part of the community, right? If you're in there for just a day, not so much.
You're not going to get everything you could out of
it.
What are the requirements to get accepted?
I get asked that a lot. There aren't any. Okay. A lot of co-working spaces in larger cities are specific to an industry. Software, tech is big. We at Carlson and also Port 100 decided we're going to open it to any industry. It really becomes a like-mindedness that the people start to connect on. So any business owner or remote worker, if you walk in and you see the space and you read things on the website and you start to talk with the people who are involved, you'll get a sense of what it's really about,
A cool space where a lot of like minds can meet, share ideas,
Yeah.
and hopefully the idea is to allow businesses to take off.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Here's more information on what you need to know. If you are interested, you can visit their website, www.portcowork.com.
Port 100 Cowork.
Oh, Port100Cowork.com. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chris Cooley, thank you so much.
Thank you.